One of the great things that's happened since my grandfather came to China was that so many Chinese and so many Americans, young people, students, could go between both countries. I'm going to tell you a little personal story. The first time I went to China was in 1997. It was actually in June of 1997. I went to Hong Kong when it was still part of the British Empire, and then I went to Beijing. And when I was in Beijing, I had a wonderful experience. I went to the Peking Opera. And I went with someone who was translating for me who had actually been part of the Peking Opera. And he explained to me how there were different masks and different stories tied to the masks. And he went through this great ancient Chinese tradition of storytelling. And even though I didn't understand the words, I very much appreciated the storytelling. And it gave me a very deep respect for Chinese history and Chinese culture. Now, I have to assume that for the many Chinese that come to the United States, it's a very similar experience. Whether you experience Broadway or whether you experience a baseball game, you get to see some of American culture and experience American culture. And I think that those exchanges are so important because it helps us understand each other. And that's, I think, so important when compared to what happened between the United States and the Soviet Union. In the United States and the Soviet Union, there wasn't much exchange. It was very limited to just a few diplomats. But with China and the United States, there's so many people who are familiar with someone who's from China, or in China, someone who's from the United States. We have to look no further than the leader of China, President Xi Jinping, who spent time with an Iowa family and got to know an American family. And so many of the leaders of the United States who have children who are here in China right now. We can see that there are exchanges like this that help promote understanding. And I think that's the most important thing. If we have some understanding, we'll be able to work out our differences.